Okay, it's time.
Do we start?
So while other people may join in a minute, let's mute everybody and allow yourself, come to seated. Find yourself a nice, comfortable position. Take a moment to land. Take a moment to let your breath settle. Take a moment just to feel the ground beneath you. Take a breath in and sigh it out. I love when I discover this sigh. Like a nervous system reboot. Just take a breath in, sigh it out. It's like giving ourselves notice that we're about to change this state of in our nervous system. And what I'm going to invite you to do this morning, and not only this morning, but also all day, is to play with this idea of being happy. Noticing when you're free to be happy, and noticing when do you hold back. So is there times, is there things going on in your life? Do you have conversations with people? Do you hear things on the radio? What gets in our way of allowing ourselves to be happy? So we're playing with this idea of opposites all week. And I have half uploaded a tiny little video, just a couple of minutes, to explain the idea of opposites and where it comes in iRest and why we're playing with opposites. But today I want you to look specifically at joy, at being happy, and to notice if someone gives you a piece of news, or if someone around you is a bit cranky, or what is it that prevents you from being happy? And can you give yourself permission to be happy, to be joyful, to be content? And that is not in any way, not also acknowledging all of the other things. And this is where opposites come in. So you may feel very sad, you may feel very anxious, you may feel very angry. And at the same time, maybe there's joy and happiness. So just notice if you're not feeling contentment or feeling joy, is it real? Is it yours? Is there something else going on? Is it that you feel guilty to be happy? Whatever, just notice. I'm inviting you to play with that today in our journey into opposites. So one more time, just let yourself settle. Take a breath in and let exhale. And then see now, here's a physical challenge for you. See how you can transfer your position, your body, from being seated, if you're seated, to standing in as graceful and as elegant and as flowy a way as possible. So that could be that you rock and roll up. It could be that you come Sergeant Major. See what way you want to bring yourself to standing. And can you do it without joyfully? And so, once you come to standing, notice now everything feels a little bit different. So again, have a little wriggle. You're probably just out of bed, unless you've been up all night partying. And so find yourself, find your body. Have a little release, have a little wriggle. See what way you want to wriggle today. Does your body call? Is it crying out for sideways movement? Is it crying out for side bends? Is it crying out for a little forward fold? Notice, is there now, once you start with this kind of bigger movements. But then notice with the littler movements, what's happening with hands? What's happening with your feet? And then what is it like to jiggle? We haven't done so much jiggling in the morning class, so let's jiggle. So instead of all this sideways movement, coming back to stillness, and finding a vertical movement, so coming onto your toes and just jiggling. bouncing. See what it feels like to you. Do you fancy really bouncing really fast? And you're like, oh, burning up energy. Or are you kind of, oh, I'm a little bit sleepy. It's an awful lot of effort even to come onto my toes. See what it feels like. And then pause. Feeling that vibration, that echo of it through your body. Doing it again, a little jiggle. And then pause. And knowing that you have that as a tool available to you all day, if you've been kind of working and you need a little shake it up a bit. From there, whenever you're ready, come to find yourself flat, solidly on your feet. Releasing the feet into the ground, maybe even having a little release from side to side on the feet, so the feet are contained, they're really earthed into the ground. From your feet, reaching up through your body, coming up into this propped position, so from your feet, through your legs, through your spine, through your shoulders, through your neck, come to really prop position. From prop position, come to teenager position. There's the legs are happening. Back to propped, back to teenager, and finding yourself as an adult somewhere in between. Find your feet again, ensuring that your feet are solid, because we're going to start to move now a little bit more. So from these feet, looking to bend the knees, and always, as always, do as much or as little as your body is asking you for this morning. Curling in on the exhale, so that on an inhale, you're ready to open up. Curling in a little bit more, depending on how your body feels, so that you can open up a little bit more. Are you ready to come onto your toes this time or not? Exhaling, curling down. And if you're joining us for the first time, remember there is always the first video. Takes us all a lot slower. Inhaling, coming onto your toes, and maybe including a back arch. Maybe not. Let's do one more coming down. Can you stay on your toes coming down? As you come on up, whoa, I'm very wobbly on my toes. Releasing up, opening up into this beautiful back arch. And then the next time we come down, we're going to stay down. We might have a hen in visiting us. I see they've escaped. From here, feeling through the feet, through the legs, we're coming to halfway lift. Flat back, another name for it. From our halfway lift, bending. And coming the whole way back up. Easing your way up, maybe onto your toes, maybe not. And back to prayer. Next time we do it, we're going to go into the lunge. So, releasing shoulders, head and neck, checking that that's good. Whenever you're ready, on an inhale you come tall, so on an exhale you start to roll forward. So that on an inhale you expand out, reaching to people. So again, on the inhale you curl down a little bit more. Introvert and extrovert, feeding yourself, so that nurturing yourself. So then you're free to reach out and maybe even back arch, not belly pop. Coming back down, this time we stay down and we come to our flat back. I'm staying on my toes just because I feel like challenging myself slightly. And now I need to have heels on the ground, reaching through my legs, through my spine, through to the tip of my head. Flat back, long. Exhaling, coming down into a full squat, if that's available to you, whatever. And of course you can have blocks or books to raise the floor. We're stepping back with the right. And we get to play in this fantastic lunge that you're probably liking by now, I hope. So, straightening the front leg, bending the back leg. Straightening the back leg, bending the front leg. Has this become a little bit more flowy for you? Have your hips released a little bit? Or your quads? Or your hamstrings?
If you sit back too far, you lose that like point. You just kind of, the next time you're coming back, you're going to reach into that back foot, lean into that back foot, stepping forward, bringing 2 feet together into forward fold, from forward fold, squatting, coming the whole way up, releasing maybe into back arch, back to prayer, and if you're up for it, we'll just keep on going. Inhaling, rolling forward. Exhaling, expanding. If you need to take a break, pause for a moment before you continue. This is your practice. Inhaling, I'm coming back down a little bit more. Exhaling, inhaling, reaching from the stars, opening into my back arch. Exhaling, this time when we come down, we're going to stay down for flat back. From the feet, through the legs, through the spine, to the tip of the head, flat back. Back down into our squat. Stepping with the left leg. And then finding this fantastic walking forward, walking back. The next time we're back, sitting into that back foot, you're going to release into the ground and then rebound. Feel the power taking you back up to forward fold, from forward fold, through your squat, coming on up, reaching for the stars, and back to prayer. Let your breath settle. When you're ready, we're going to continue on to the whole thing. Releasing head and neck. Taking your breath in, finding your personal internal power. Exhaling, starting by nurturing yourself, this introvert. Inhaling, opening out, reaching for the stars, allowing your heart to open as if it never is open. Exhaling, curling down, we'll come to flat back this time. Pushing through the legs, through the spine, like an accordion opening up into flat back. Exhaling, coming back down. We're coming into plank this time. So step or jump back into plank. How is your plank today? Remember, time of the month, a little bit tired, having a little bit stressful, a little bit of bad news, you come onto your knees. Do not do this unless your body is up for it. How are your shoulders? Is your neck long? Are you still breathing? How are you finding it? Is it much easier today than other days, or is it much harder today than other days? When you're ready, knees, chest, chin, making your way onto the ground, whichever way you wish. 8-point pose, cobra slide down. From here, coming forward, long, with head and feet, and then reaching up, length. Releasing back down, keeping the ears, the shoulders away from the ears, nose to the ground, coming through table, through hair, tucking your toes, and coming to dog. First dog of the day. So bend in your knees, walk the dog. Have a little side bend. Bending both knees, getting that beautiful long back, taking your butt as far away from as possible. Heading towards straight legs, but not at the compromise, not at the cost of your spine. And then in your own time, whenever you're ready, bend the knees up between the hands, step with the right, meet with the left, coming down, and bring yourself up, and back to prayer. Allowing the flow to flow. Allowing your breath to settle. And whenever you're ready, we do it again on the other side. Moving on your breath, not with mine. On an inhale, find that internal resource, that inner resource. So on an exhale, you nurture yourself, closing in like we're doing now in our entire life. And then inhaling, opening up, reaching out. Exhaling, curling in a little bit more. all these forward curls, roll, softness in our body. So when we inhale, we open up, and maybe a back arch. Exhaling, coming the whole way down, this time to flat back. From the legs, through the spine, through the head, flat back. Exhaling into squat, and from squat, stepping back or jumping back into plank. Notice how it is. How's your breath? Release from your breath, feel your breath. And then knees, chest, chin, or 8-point pose. And come long, long, and then come up. Come up as little or as much as your back wants, no pinching. Releasing back down, pushing through hands. Watch the lower back. I say it every day. Through table, through to hair, your heels, your foot comes to your heels. And then see, can you make that transition into dog as smooth as possible. Leg power to take you up. See how you are. Would you like some stillness in this pose this time or not? If you find your hands slipping, engage your core more. Pull up pelvic floor, transverse abs. If you don't know where they are, they're kind of near your belly button. Whenever you're ready, look between your hands, stepping with your left, assuming your top step. Meeting with your mat, releasing, coming on up and back to prayer. Let your breath settle. From here, let's come to a balance. We haven't done a balance for a few days, so let's find how we are. How is your balance today? 2 options. For just balance, if your balance is slightly, taking tree pose. If you want to work with strength, then take it in this position. So you're looking to just hold the knee. The key to any balance is the standing foot. Also to look at something that's not moving. If you are in the pose where you're holding your knee, then see what it's like to not be, to really release the shoulders down. You're only using your hand as a balance. So rather than trying to rock in to hold the knee, can you be, and then what's it like to let go of the hands completely? You did say strength. And maybe, see, can you open up the leg? Maybe not. Closing it, maybe not. Releasing it down and shaking it out. Feel the effort of the standing leg, the standing. Feel that if you were holding it. And then center yourself before you go the opposite way. Find the balance on the standing foot. Release the other foot. Decide how is it for you. Is it kind of a bit wobbly? Do you want to come to tree, which is nice for hip opening? Or do you want to hold it in front? The last time I held it with 2 hands, you can hold it with 1 hand. The main aim is that you're not releasing it, rolling your shoulders down. That you keep this beautiful upright body and then hold with 1 or 2 hands depending on what suits you. Let your breath settle. Then try no hands. Good chance you started on your strong leg, so when you go to open this one, it may or may not open for you. Stay breathing. Back to center. Releasing it down. And shake it out. From here, we're coming onto our back. So again, inviting you to come through your squat. From your squat, have a little roll. What's it like? Either taking your hands back, or can you come down low enough that it's not quite a plop? Not for me today. And from there, have a little roll back. Have a little side roll. Have a little happy baby roll. Have a little roll in any way that you want. Unwinding, particularly after having that strong balance. You now want to allow yourself to unwind, release, let go, play. And so then, coming flat on your back as we come to bridge. We're not going to be spending so long in bridge today, so find what you want to do in your bridge. Feet solidly on the ground, rolling up and rolling back, maybe only just 2 or 3 times. Just starting to create that, or what's really nice is just simply tilt and tuck. After your 3rd time, hug your knees into your chest. Regrouping, coming home. And from there, allowing yourself, again, just a moving twist. So allowing the arms out to the side, allowing the knees rotate from one side to the other and back again. So just playing with this moving twist this morning. And from there, coming to your seated position. So hugging your knees in, rolling yourself up if that's available to you. Taking your time, popping on your blankets. Finding support for your back, for under your knees. Really taking your time to make sure you are well and you are cared for. So finding that position that you're going to be in, then you find your breath. And now that you've found that, check again. How is your position? Is there anything else that you could be to be more comfortable? And if there is, do that now. One of the big advantages of having the morning practice, the moving practice first, is that it means that you can sit with more ease. I've said it before, we spend a lot of time sitting, but not sitting in a good position. So we find sitting hard. Find your breath. Bring your breath to your belly. Allow yourself to become still. And if something comes to disturb you, allow it come and allow it go. Don't get into your head about it. I've started meditating on my bed. Not a good idea. You know, it's better in a solid position, but I miss my husband. So I've been meditating, sitting on my bed. And today he actually moved. Imagine that, he turned in his bed. And my initial reaction was upset that he would dare to move and disturb my meditation. And then the key is have a bit of sense of humor about it. What else are you going to do in your bed? Like I said, you know. So I remembered all of the people in India who sit in train stations to meditate. And instead of being a disturbance, it became a joy. That's why I was on my bed, was to be near him. So if your dog comes in and licks your face, your kid opens the door and bangs it again, or jumps on your head, it doesn't need to disturb you. Be with how you are, where you are, who you are. And then just notice what is present.
Notice what is present now. Our breath is so powerful. Be with the breath. And so today, in this effort to play with opposites, I'm inviting you to notice what comes up for you now. What is most calling your attention? It could be a little bit of tightness in your shoulder. It could be an emotion. It could be a thought, one of these wonderful treadmill thoughts that we have that just keep on recurring. We don't want to get off the treadmill. So whatever it is that it is most calling your attention, be with it for a moment. I didn't say be in it. I said be with it. Be an observer of it. Welcome it with curiosity. And now I invite you to figure out what comes up for you as the opposite to that. So if it's heat, maybe it's cold. If it's tension, maybe it's release. If it's sadness, maybe it's joy. What comes up for you as the opposite to what you're sensing most at this moment? Now go find that in your body. Ah! Head explode. That's okay. Be with the explosion of your head. Here's where you get to use imagination. Use your imagination. And see if you can create that opposite as a real sensed experience in your body. Maybe imagining a time, imagining a person, a place. And now, just having done all that work, I'm going to wreck your head by saying go back to the initial sensation. And if possible, switch between one and the other. This is not easy. So if it's heat, feeling the heat, then feeling the cold, then feeling the heat. And if you're caught in frustration, enjoy being in frustration. And then imagine peace. Frustration. Peace. And now, to blow your mind completely, see if you can sense both at the same time. Frustration and peace. And then just let it all go. If you need to shake it out, if it's really been difficult, shake it out. You need to just wiggle your head, wiggle your head. If you need to take a breath, and then come back to stillness, come back to your breath. Just taking a moment in stillness, in that abdominal breath. Reconnecting with your inner resource, with your wisdom, with that joy in your heart, filling your heart with joy. Your heart's already filled with joy, feeling that joy that's already there in your heart. And allowing that joy permeate through your entire body, like that red wine on a white tablecloth. Actually, it was my white wedding dress, but we'll go with a tablecloth. And then in your own time, when you feel full with joy, then start to just take another breath in and sigh it out. Allow yourself wiggle, allow yourself move. I've half uploaded a video, it's only a few minutes, explaining opposites, so to give you a little bit of background as to what we were trying to do and why it's worth it, why it will be really beneficial, even though it's difficult to keep playing with this. And so today, I invite you to find joy, find happiness, and notice what stops it, what blocks it.